everyone, Gaijin Goombah here. You know, originally I was going to move on with the next topic in the next game, but going back and watching my last video, I didn't feel like I really completed it. I mean, there was a lot of discussion on the Chinese side of this event, but if I'm being honest with myself, I feel like I didn't cover nearly enough of the Korean aspect of it. So you know what? Let's fix that. It's rare that I get to talk about Korean culture anyway, so let's break down the Korean side of Overwatch's Year of the Rooster. Like I said in my last video, guys, please bear in mind I am not super great at Korean. And I know that bugs some people, but this stuff was just way too cool for me to pass up. To get started, we gotta talk about D.Va, because there was quite a bit about her that I omitted from the last video. First of all, we gotta talk about that seesaw spray, because when I first saw it, I had no idea what in the world was going on. Turns out it's a Korean outdoor game called No Twigi. Two people stand on each side of a board and propel each other higher and higher using their momentum. While free-flying at 10 feet in the air alone sounds pretty crazy, there's a spectacle element tied to it. From what I've seen, performers will execute audible rhythm gymnastics while launching each other in the air. God, I'd love to see a rhythm game based off that awesomeness. Oh wait. But another neat thing I found in my research is that this now established acrobatics game did not start out as an acrobatics game. Back in the day, women of the traditional ruling classes of Korea, like military officers, civil servants, etc., apparently were not allowed to venture outside of their estates. So, theoretically speaking, noble women created the seesaw technique in order to see over the walls of their homes. Now that's badass. The other and more crazy thing I've discovered about D.Va thanks to you guys is the cultural origins behind her palanquin skin. I honestly can't believe I overlooked this before, but the design of D.Va's mech with its tassels, wood finish, and sequence glass is literally one-to-one with the Korean kama. I guess if my knowledge of India was a bit better, I would have recognized the word palanquin right off the bat, but yeah. D.Va's mech takes massive inspiration behind this multinational human transportation vehicle. And when I say it's multinational, I mean every territory from Asia to Latin America has utilized this box-on-sticks method of transportation. But it's who's being transported in Korea's case that has me curious. And as far as Korea goes, like many other countries, the kama was utilized by the upper class to protectively and privately transport aristocrats to various locations. Given D.Va's status of not only a hero but massive celebrity in South Korea, having her carted around in a jet-powered kama makes sense if that was still its traditional purpose. Nowadays, from what I've researched, the kama are now often used in weddings? Come on, Blizzard, are you trying to wipe out Overwatch waifu culture? All jokes aside, I'm wondering if there really is some secret reasoning behind the skin choice. I mean, they could have chosen many other designs, but they went with the kama. Anywho, D.Va isn't the only one who's spreading knowledge about Korean New Year activities either. While Zenyatta is sporting the skin of Shinzang, he's also showcasing a very popular traditional Korean board game called Yutnori. From a Western standpoint, the game is really reminiscent of the board game Sorry, but instead of drawing cards, you throw sticks. The objective of the game is to get your team's tokens all the way around the board before your opponent does. 4 sticks are thrown into the air, and depending on which sticks land rounded side up or flat side up, determines how far you move around the board. Similar to Sorry, or I guess I should say Sorry similar to this, if an opponent piece lands in the same spot as your own, your piece is removed and you gotta start all over again. Unlike Sorry though, if you land directly on a corner space, you can take a diagonal shortcut to get your piece back home faster. There's a lot of rules behind the game, and I don't want to clutter the video too much with them, but I will say that it's a really nifty precursor to the modern day board game, and I'd encourage all of you to give it a try if you get the chance. Finally, let's talk about Anna's Tao Skin. It's interesting because I keep getting told that this skin is terrifying by a lot of people, and yeah, I can kinda see where they're coming from, but it's not so unlike other drama masks I've seen before, and yeah, Tao masks, though used in warfare and ceremonies, are highly celebrated theater masks. Made from alder wood and lacquered to perfection, each mask characterizes each actor with different traits and roles. In Anna's case, her mask is highly reminiscent of the Yangban or aristocrat mask, with its darkened eyebrows, closed eyes, and open smile. And while many of the Yangban masks that I've researched are for male characters, Anna's mask is distinguishingly female due to the 3 red dots on her cheeks and forehead. And there you have it. I think that covers all the lost ground from last video, and I gotta say—
Wait, what about Junkrat?
What about Junkrat?
Dude, at the end of the last video, you name-dropped him as having a big cultural reference in the Overwatch event.
A lot of the sprays and alt skins like Junkrat hold a lot of unique history.
You can't just hold out on people like that. I mean, the skin, the emote, the spray, the guy even speaks Chinese in his new voice line.
Alright, I guess I can dab into Chinese culture one more time for this event. Besides, the stuff behind Junkrat's cosmetics do have a lot of cultural significance. It's pretty obvious to see that Junkrat's theme in the Chinese New Year event is fireworks. The scrap bombs on his chest have been replaced with traditional firecrackers, his dud emote featuring what seems to be a pretty traditional rocket, and finally his I'm flying spray where he mimics ancient Chinese military rockets? Interesting choice. And while there's a lot of people out there thinking, well, no, duh, of course the connection is obvious, it's the historical and cultural significance behind China's fireworks that really make this special. Though gunpowder was historically utilized by ancient China for military warfare, most scholars believe that gunpowder wasn't originally made for fighting, but instead for celebration. That's right, over 2,000 years ago, Chinese would create fireworks by packing saltpeter, charcoal, and sulfur into bamboo tubes and strung them together to create vibrant displays for celebrations. In fact, in ancient China, pyrotechnicians were seen as grand artisans with their ability to create such vast array of colors, sounds, and patterns using gunpowder. But the one question I've had on my mind forever is why fireworks? I mean, there are so many different ways of creating visual displays and sounds for celebration. What was the significance of fireworks specifically? Well, to drive away the neon, of course. In old Chinese mythology, it was believed that an evil spirit called the neon would terrorize the people during the first day of China's lunar year. Its very presence brought with it chilling cold, horrible darkness, and even death itself. Villagers would use special bamboo that would snap and crackle when set on fire to drive the spirit away. But armed with the color red and the invention of gunpowder, the village could drive the evil spirit away several times further. Ever since, fireworks have been a massive part of China's celebration of the New Year. Now that's an arcade mode I want to see. 6 Junkrats fighting a demonic raid tier boss. And while we're on the topic with Tracer's highlight intro and the achievement sprays, the story of the neon is also believed to be where the New Year's lion dance comes from. Man, it's been a lot of fun learning about all these cultural influences that Overwatch has put into this event. This game really is a goldmine of info for my channel, and as long as Blizzard keeps putting out this level of effort into representing world culture, I'll be more than happy to pick it back apart. It just goes to show that video games can do an incredible job of subtly teaching about the world. But that's all for this video, so thanks for watching everyone, and a big thank you to all of my amazing patrons who continue to support this show. As always, if you want to learn more about the world we live in through your favorite video games, be sure to subscribe to never miss a single video. Also, click those annotations and links in the description for even more culture and gaming content, and until next time everyone, this is Gaijin Goombah, signing out.